Hi guys, and welcome to this GuitarDomination.net video. This lesson is an extract from the book Fingerstyle 101. So if you haven't got it yet, go and grab your copy from GuitarDomination.net. Right, this lesson we're doing the Romanza Pattern. Call it the Romanza Pattern because the pattern itself is based on the piece Spanish Romance. So hence Romanza, romance. And you know Spanish Romance? Yeah, that's a great, really awesome piece. I quite enjoy playing that. I haven't played it for ages, but I always love it when I do. Sounds great. I'll do a lesson on that at some point, so keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. The pattern itself is just basically lifted from Spanish Romance, and we can make it sound like our own, with our own style. To start off with, before we go for the play along example that I showed you at the beginning, we're going to play it on a C, D and G chord. So we'll play a C chord. Okay. The pattern then is root note, which is on the A string with the thumb, and high E string with the ring finger together as a pinch. Okay. I'm going to follow that pinch up with the B string, middle finger, G string, index finger. That's the first beat, so that's okay. The second beat is high E, B, G. Again, ring, middle, index, and the third beat is same again, high E, B, G. So 3 beats, 9 plucks altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And again, without the count. Keep it nice and consistent throughout. Okay, a bit quicker. Okay, now I'll do 2 bars in a row. Okay, keep your hand nice and relaxed, build up the speed nice and slowly. Okay, now we'll try it on the G chord, exactly the same pattern, only this time root note changes from the A string to the low E string. It's important with all these chords that you pluck the root note with the thumb just a little bit harder so you can hear it ringing throughout. Okay, now the D chord, root note changes from low E to the D string. Everything else is the same. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can count it as 3 sets of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and again. Nice one, get that hand relaxed and all those fingers nice and relaxed. Right, that's how you do it on those 3 chords. That's C chord, which is a 5-string chord, G, which is a 6-string chord, and D, which is a 4-string chord. Now we'll do the real world play along example. Starts off with A minor. So play A minor, index finger 1st fret B string, ring finger 2nd fret G string. That's all we need. I'm going to keep this middle finger off the strings for now. It's going to make it easier to do the next part. So instead of putting it down on the 2nd fret D string, which you would do if you strummed it, but we're not plucking that D string, so we don't need that finger on, so we take that off. So play the pattern, root note on the 5th string. Okay, then we're going to use this middle finger to bring it all the way across to the 1st fret on the low E string. Now it's quite tricky to bend this finger back like this and hold the other 2 fingers, your index and your ring fingers, where they are. So practice hovering it over, get it ready to come on that 1st fret low E string. Okay, it's going to be a little bit tricky. You can also use your thumb to do this. Play this note while holding index and ring fingers where they are. I prefer to use my middle finger for some reason. I don't think my thumb's that long, I think that's why. Okay, so the pattern then, this is the A minor slash F. It goes by many different names, this chord. You can call it F major 7 as well. That's what we're calling it. Right, so pattern then is root note changes to the low E string, everything else is the same. But so far we got A minor, F major 7. We repeat that, so do it twice all the way through, which is then we go back to A minor. Now while holding that index and ring finger where they are, add your pinky, the 3rd fret of the low E string, which becomes A minor / G. And play the same pattern again, so root notes on the 6th string. And what we've got here is the same 3 notes on the treble strings, on the high E, B and G, but just a variation in the bass notes from the open A string to the F note, to the open A, to the F, to the open A, to the G. And that's quite a nice little bass line on its own, but together with those the melody notes on the higher string sounds really quite sweet. So we've just finished on here. Okay, A minor / G. Once we've played the A minor / G, we're holding this 1st finger on the B string, sliding it up to the 3rd fret of the B string, and adding your middle finger on the 4th fret G string, ring finger on the 4th fret high E string, and this gives us an E7. Okay, so we pluck the same pattern again, root note stays on the low E string, that's an E7 chord. This is where the Stravinsky influence comes into play. Sounds a bit darker, more twisted. Do that for 1 bar, then we bring the middle and ring fingers down to the 3rd fret on the same strings here, and bring your 1st finger down to the 1st fret of the B string. And there's quite a bit of a stretch here. This is a C7 / E chord, again a little bit dark, a little bit twisted. If you can't play it like this, that's quite a big stretch between the 1st and 2nd fingers, you can play like this with the index, ring and pinky fingers. That or that. Whichever works for you. Either way, we're going to move back up to the previous chord, the E7 chord, play that again. Okay, then we're going to go to this strange little chord, an A6 chord, which is our index finger is going to bar the 1st, 2nd and 3rd strings, the high E, B and G strings. So get that 1st finger nice and close, tucked into that fret, and with a good amount of pressure. Keep it straight, parallel with the fret and some pressure. This time my root note changes to the A string. Okay, we're going to do the same pattern as always with this. That's the 1st bit, then the 2nd bit we're going to add our middle finger on the 3rd fret, high E string. Pluck that, take the 2nd finger off, so we're back to the 2nd fret. We'll keep that barred throughout this bar. Okay, so that bar looks like, okay, it's just a little bit of a melody note in the chord. Notice how I didn't move that 1st finger at all during that bar. Right, so let's take you through the last few parts. We've got E7, C7 over E, E7, A6, add the finger on, take the finger off. Okay, that's that part. Then to finish off the piece we're going to do an A minor, and we're going to pinch the A, G, B and high E strings with thumb, index, middle and ring fingers. I'm going to do that 3 times, so 1, 2, 3. Once you've done that, start the piece all over again and finish it with the 3 pinches. And the 2nd time you do the 3 pinches, do them a bit louder. Give the piece a bit of oomph to end it with. bit of drama. That's what we want in a piece like this. It's very dramatic. You know, it starts off quite mellow, quite interesting. It goes a bit dark and twisted. And then we want to finish it with the big three chords, the big three, and just let it fade out. Okay, that's the Romanza pattern. Have a listen to me playing it earlier on in this video. Listen to the audio examples. Make sure you listen to it over and over and play along with it. Take it slow. Use the guitar profiles as well if you haven't got them. Get them from my website. Look in the book to find a link for that. And overall, have some fun. It's a great piece. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye bye.